Hey everyone, Jeff here from Films at Home, and today we've got to talk about slipcovers. Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to the channel today for this video. And like I said, we got to talk about slipcovers because I get questions on this all the time from experienced collectors, from new collectors, from casual collectors. People are always asking me questions about slipcovers. Why didn't they get one? What are they? Why are some more valuable than others? What's the whole deal with them? So I think everybody could take a little something from this video, even if you're super experienced and you know all the answers to these questions, or if you're brand new, I think you'll learn a lot. But let's dive in. What are slipcovers? So when you hear somebody reference a slipcover, what they're talking about is the cardboard sleeve here that's on the top of most new releases. Blu-rays, 4Ks, even a few DVDs will have them. And it's just this cardboard slip. It is literally a slip cover that slips on top of the plastic case. Now, oftentimes it has the same artwork as the disc. For some special editions, you may get different artwork on the slipcover than you get on the case. There's all kinds of different variations, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's this piece of cardboard that slips over the plastic case. So the easiest way I can explain this is by using books as an example. We all know books. We've seen them in stores. We've seen them in libraries and schools. We know what a book is, right? And we know how books are sold. And typically, when a book is brand new, that first print run of a book will be a hardcover edition. That's basically what most publishers do. And those hardcovers have a dust jacket around the outside, which is a little piece of like glossy paper, which has the title, some artwork, a synopsis, and the author's bio, usually on the inside sleeves. And that's just the first print run. So they might make 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. It all depends on how popular the book is. There may be 50,000, but that's only for the first print run. And that's why hardcovers are more expensive. They're a little bit more like exclusive. That's the first release of the book. Now, if a book is popular enough, then what often happens is it goes to paperback, right? And then you just have a pretty thin book, usually a little bit smaller. The cover is just going to be like a cardboard stock. You're not going to have a hardcover. You're not going to have a dust jacket. You're just going to have the paperback book. It's a little bit cheaper, and they're usually mass produced. There could be tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of these produced. So the same thing is true for movies. A movie like Deep Impact here is a new 4K release. It has a slipcover because I got it in the first days it came out. But they only did slipcovers for the first print run. So if there were 1,000 of these, once 1,000 of these sell out, then what you're going to see on the shelves is just this. You're going to just see the case. They're not going to have the slipcover. They're not going to have the cardboard anymore. This is essentially your paperback, and this movie with the slipcover on it is your hardcover with your dust jacket. So that's basically what they are, why you don't always get one, and why they can be so collectible and popular is because it really shows that like you have a first print run of that movie, and it does add a little something extra to the package, although I know many people who just throw them out, and that's personal preference. You can get rid of them, you can keep them. People throw out the dust jackets on books too, and they just want the hardcover. Totally personal preference. But if you have a slipcover version of a movie, you can assume that you have basically the first or maybe a second print run of it, because after that they're not doing cardboard sleeves for it. It just doesn't make financial sense. Now, what you may see from some boutique Blu-ray distributors, and that's people like Vinegar Syndrome or Shout Factory or Arrow Video, Kino Lorber, Criterion, these kind of independent, more collectible studios that don't do like the big major releases, the big major new theatrical movies like that, is that you may actually get a print run. One company that's very famous for this is Vinegar Syndrome, and here's an example of a movie that I have, Ice Cream Man, with one of their limited edition slipcovers. If you go to buy this today from them, if it's even still available, you're only getting this. You are not getting this, I can guarantee it. They're already gone. They're already sold out. And Vinegar Syndrome puts it right on their website. They'll say 2,500 or 3,000 slipcovers, and after that, they're gone. You get the standard edition. So some of the companies will do that. They'll actually give you a print run. Others, they just don't print a bunch of them. One famous example is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly from Kino Lorber. That's a 4K release of Clint Eastwood's movie they did. You can still buy that disc. It's still available and you can get it for a good price. But if you want that cardboard slipcover, it was apparently very, very limited and in a very short print run. And so it can sell for almost $100. The same movie you can get for 15 bucks will sell to collectors for almost $100 on eBay if you have that slipcover. So they do become a very collectible item. But at the end of the day, what you have to remember is that a slipcover doesn't make or break a movie, and this is going to come down to you as a collector, because most movies out there that are rare and expensive, like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, are only rare and expensive because of the cardboard slipcover. So that's where I don't want people to get confused. You can easily buy The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly on 4K. You're just not going to get a cardboard slip. If the only rare version is the one with the cardboard slip. And that's true also for like a set like this, Sleepaway Camp 1, 2, and 3 on Blu-ray, right? You can still buy these. They are readily available. You can get the standard, blue case like this. You can buy it online right now for like 10, 15 bucks. But if you want these with these cardboard slipcovers, collector's editions from Scream Factory, you're talking about $250 to $300 for the set. That's about what they go for. Almost, $75 to $100 a piece. You can buy the exact same disc with all the exact same special features and everything else for $10 to $15. So I just want to make that clear too, because sometimes people think I have a really rare movie. This is a really nice piece in my collection. The reality is it's actually the cardboard slipcover that makes it rare. It's that first print run, that first pressing that people are looking for. The same way they look for like first edition books and first print runs of vinyl and things like that. Collectors always want the things that kind of hit the shelves first, that first print run, because after that they were mass produced. So the only way to really say like something is rare and collectible sometimes is to go by first pressing. That's what appeals to a lot of collectors. And you'll actually see this, interestingly enough, on Lionsgate's new steelbooks, which come with a slipcover, but on the inside spine on the steelbook, they actually have a little first pressing on there. So you know whether you got the first pressing of that steelbook or if you got a repressing months later when they redo them. And that's a really interesting change. They've never done that before. And it's the first time anybody's really put like that first pressing, first edition on a Blu-ray or 4K disc and on a steelbook. From what I know, usually it's just limited edition and then it sells out. But they're going to keep those out there for consumers. But for collectors, they are giving you that nice little first pressing note on it. So, you know that those are the first pressings. And in fact, it looks like those usually sell for a little bit more on eBay and other places when collectors go out to buy them, because they want that first pressing. They want that first edition. That's what's most collectible. So that's the breakdown, right? That's the question. Everybody asks me, why are slipcovers such a big deal? And it is. It's just it's purely a collectible thing. They are not valuable unless collectors make them valuable. It's the same way that, if you get a Beatles first pressing vinyl, that can be very, very valuable. But it can also not be valuable if there were 100,000 first pressings. It's all about rarity. It's all about quantity. And that's why some of these, rarer slipcovers, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which obviously was very limited, or Sleepaway Camp, or other titles like that are super limited, go for more money because they were limited. They aren't going to be back. They're not going to be available again, and they weren't mass produced. Versus something like Ant-Man or Deep Impact, they may have many, many slipcovers out there, so you might get a couple bucks extra for a movie with a slipcover on eBay, but for a mass-produced title, most times it really doesn't move the needle. It's really these rare movies and some special 4K discs that had these super, super limited print runs, which honestly we never know about until it's too late and they're already gone. So there's no way to predict it. There's no way to tell Amazon you want a slipcover. There's no way to do it unless you're in a store and you're picking it off the shelf, or you're buying it from an eBay seller and you can see the photo and see that it has a slipcover. That's the only way to guarantee these things, because we never know from disc to disc unless they're like Vinegar Syndrome and they post numbers. We never know how many we're going to get. They could be gone tomorrow. They could be there in 6 to 9 months. We never know. But that's essentially why they're valuable. That's why people like them. They're collectible. They look good on a shelf, in my opinion. I really like them. I keep all of mine. But it's all going to come down to you and your preference as a collector. And if you want to pay a premium for a slipcover, that's totally up to you. But I just want you to know you're getting the same experience on the disc, whether you buy the slipcover edition or not. So there you go. I feel like Jerry Seinfeld a little bit, like, what's the deal with slipcovers? But that's the deal. That's the deal with them. That's what's going on with them. Hopefully that answers most of your questions. If you have any other questions about slipcovers in particular, or print runs, or first pressings, or any of that stuff, The comments are always open. My Instagram DMs are always open. Twitter DMs are open. You always have a way to get in touch with me. You can email me. Ask me questions however you want. I'm happy to answer them. But hopefully this was a little bit informative, even for the more experienced collectors, of like why these things can get so hot and why sometimes they don't matter and why sometimes you get them and sometimes you don't. It's really, at the end of the day, a crapshoot. But hopefully this helps you explain some of the madness that is slipcovers. So thanks for watching this video. As always, if you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe here on YouTube and like this video so others will see it and we grow the physical media community and the films at home community, which I appreciate. And make sure to follow me on social media. All those links are down in the description as well. And of course, feel free to ask me any other questions at any time. But hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay healthy out there. Happy hunting for your slipcovers, and I will talk to you all soon.